Hi, Moon here. And unlike Mupp and Guy, this is how I'm gonna be doing it. So please bear with me. But either way, here's a Q&A. So Guy asks, do you ever accidentally call Zoro about what we actually call him? And the answer to that is I try not to. The reason why people call him Does is because the first dog that we have is called Uno, so Uno does. But I try not to. I'll then ask, when is the Power getting his revenge? And the answer to that question is the Power has already sort of gotten his revenge. I made the person in that encounter feel bad about killing it. I mother hobo, basically. So, yeah, the Power has gotten his revenge. I'll then also ask, will there be a return of the Squirrel God? And the answer to that is, do you think the Squirrel God hasn't already come back? Mupp then asked, when will the next battle between Moon and Mupp be? Asking for a friend. And the answer to that question, Mupp, is whenever you challenge me. Yeah. Dude then asks, with enough practice, do you think I could be able to draw as good as you? And there's two answers to that. It's a short and a long one. The short one is no. The long answer is no, because if you practice enough, you will become better than me. So yeah. Just practice and you'll prove. I've been drawing for years. I've been drawing for like 10 years to become as good as I am. So like with enough practice, you can achieve things. But yeah. Cody asks, if there was to be one thing that you have never done in D&D and always wanted to do, whether it be as a player or DM, what would it be and why? Well, there's a lot of things I want to do as a DM. A few of them are actually quests. So the quests that I see up to the 3 ones that I have are things I want to do as a DM. The encounters I want to do. As a player, I don't really know exactly. Like, I want to make characters, sure, but at the same time, I'm accomplished quite a few things, in a sense. But yeah. Sean then asked, what is your guilty pleasure? And wouldn't you want to know? But yeah, no, I guess it's. I really don't know. I'd say chocolate, but yeah, no, chocolate, like candy. I love that. That's my guilty pleasure. I love sugar. Like, I love sweets. It's so tasty, especially chocolate. And like nuts, cashew nuts, peanuts. It's so tasty. Also, I guess it's my guilty pleasure. Tempest asks, who is the server's OTP one to pairing, aside from Sean and Up? And for that, I really, really don't know. I'd rather not say any, because I've been shipped. First, it was just like me and one of Edge's characters, like our characters were shipped. But then he sort of shipped us too, and that was just sort of like a bit awkward. So I'm not gonna say that. But then I'll ask, where are the doodles, Moon? And well, hey, you have one. You can see a doodle of me. I don't look like that, but it's a doodle of me. That's the closest thing you will get to me. And both Edge and Star asks, what is your favorite class and race to play in D&D? And I just throw in the subclass as a bonus. Well, favorite class is Bard, and race is Half-Elf. I really love Bards. I really love that class. I feel sad every time people do the really stereotypical one. I hate that stereotype. Because Bards are so much more. People are like, oh, I just play the flute and I suddenly do magic. But that's not true. There's a lot of studying involved. I think if you read like the class description, it actually says a lot of studying, and there's a difference between a bard and a bard. I know that because I made a celestial source. No, warlock. A celestial warlock. As an occupation, she was a bard, but she wasn't a class bard. Race, half elf. I have a bias. I really like elves. And I sort of like half elves. Because you sort of. This sounds a bit weird, but you get the racism. It's sort of feel like humans don't really like you because they will basically call you an elf. You will treat it as an elf in a sense. But elves don't like you either. They will call you a human and stuff like that. So yeah, I just find it really enjoyable. Uh, good. Good second-hand options for races would be, say, changeling. I really like changelings. Uh, so yeah, I actually have a few changelings. You don't know who they are, but I have a few changelings. And subclass, I really like Clawbot. I really, really like Clawbot. And then Travis asks, how many click clack rocks do you own? Too many. Ask anyone and they will answer too many. I have like, yeah, that's too many. I think I might add in like pictures of them, of the ones I have currently, but I don't doubt that I will have more in the future. And if I do, I'll post it so that people can keep calling out my, well, what they call obsession with dice. Then Peter asks, why is your name Moon? And as this is actually a second question further down that is sort of similar to this one, I'll just answer this one quickly. And the reason why my name is Moon is because my actual name means moon. So it's quite simple as that. And then Peter asks, how did you get involved with the EXP to level 3 server / map and the crew to start with? And that's actually so. I was in university. I basically did a design education, and I was working on the final project for the first year, and I was really bored. I really didn't like it a lot. I was like making a cave and making like a bunch of crystals. Ended up looking bad. Like it frankly just looked bad in the end for me. I really wasn't happy. But I was bored, and I remember sitting like working because we were sitting in this room. And there was a guy that to my right was watching Critical Role on his second monitor. So I was like, oh, D&D. I was like reminded of D&D because like 2 years before that, I had played a campaign because of a guy that was like, hey, let's play D&D on a Twitch stream. I was a moderator on, and he was like one of the people that were like there a lot. And so a few of us started playing D&D, and I missed that. So I was like, I'll look at YouTube. I started like watching a few of the first Critical Role, and then I was like, I need more. I want more. So I went to YouTube and started watching videos about D&D, and then I stumbled across XP to level 3, and they were like, "Hey, we have a Discord," and I was like, "You know what? I'll try and join it." And I joined it, and I was quiet for the first 5 days until I posted a picture of my character Lynn, and I asked, "Does this look like a half elf?" And after that, I sort of been stuck there. There have been a few times where I thought of leaving, just everything. But in the end, I've managed to stick around. When it comes to Mupp and the crew, it was actually Edge that got me involved with them. So on the XP to level 3 server, I got known as a good role player, and it's sort of like funny. And Yeah, I was roleplaying a lot with Edge. I roleplayed mostly with Edge at that time. There was a few other people that I did with, but they sort of like drifted away. I always leave it at that. Uh, but yeah, no, it was thanks to Edge, and then it really helped a lot in the sense that I was European when it comes to like being with Mup because he's European. Same with Sean, Alb, now sort of like European gang. But yeah, and they also like yeah, it like thanks for being with us. I should I should like thanking you guys for letting me be part of all of this. I know I can be a bit awkward sometimes, but I try my best. And then, well, back to questions. Then Shoka asks, who's your favorite PC and why? And I'm gonna mention Lynn or Loon. It all depends on really if you heard me talk about her. She's my first PC that I ever made, the one that was in that campaign, and she was the person that sort of got me into the whole mess. Uh, I really love Lynn as a character. She's like my dearest character that I'll ever have. Um, yeah, it's like I don't think anyone would be able to beat her, and like how much uh, like how much she's my favorite. Yeah, and I don't think you guys see her. Maybe I'll bring her back someday, but like for now, I think she's done enough. Yeah. And then Patches asks us, what's the best band slash ensemble memory slash experience you have? And that would have to be the first time I went to Denmark and Germany on like a tour with my orchestra. It was amazing. It was really fun. Uh, my back was a mess, but it was really fun because we went there with like a bus. So yeah, and I got seasick too. Good times. Sean asked, hottest celebrity? And for that, I answer, no one. I don't know why, but I don't think people as hot. I just don't. And Bapton asks hottest member of the Discord, and same thing there. For some reason, I just don't find people to be hot. I have had people be really surprised about this, but that's the truth. Yeah. And then Alb asks, best orchestra concert you were in? Would you go and do it again? And I probably forgot to mention this patch, but I played the violin in an orchestra. Maybe two now. Depends on. But yeah, best orchestra concert has to be. It was called Crescendo, and it was a concert together with like over 100 people. We practiced like for a few days. It was just really good. It was big. It was wonderful. There's a few one like sort of celebration that we do every year with the orchestra. I mean, that would be a good second because we actually get to like uh play with like professional singers, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, Edge, what's your favorite character you play, scene played? And I'm actually gonna, well, I've already answered which one. Uh, it's Lynn. But what a scene play, I don't really know. It's like there's a lot of, there's some that I just like get shared up whenever I see. And of that, but I can't really say I have a favorite when someone else been role playing. Yeah. Um, Nail guy asks, would you eat green eggs and ham? Could you? And I say yes, no. No. Nah, not really. I like normal eggs. Rabbit Owl asks, what's your favorite way you have emotionally ruined Edge? I haven't done that in a while, really. Maybe I should need to do it again. But no. I'll answer sort of this later on, but it's basically like no, it's just him. I'll leave Bates, and he just takes them because he's like one of the few people that tries to really get to know my characters. So he sort of gets everything. Yeah, he sort of forgets it. Yeah. Sheep or Smoit asks, "What's the weirdest character you've ever made?" And that depends on really. Uh, like the weirdest build I ever made is Aura. She's like one heck of a multiclass. It's so weird. But when it comes to just weirdness, it would either be between Aisu or Tasty. Tasty is quite weird. But yeah. Lucius asked, "What do you feel is the server greatest strength and greatest weakness?" The greatest strength is probably that we hang out outside of D&D. At least some of us do, which is, a good thing. The greatest weakness we have is sort of uh, there's not a lot of new people that come in, so things can grow really stale really fast. In a sense. So yeah, like we sort of try to avoid that by doing things now and then. But yeah, there's always the chance. Like people grow up or grow out of things. But we try, like, we just want to have fun, in the end of the day. And then Edge asked, "Why did you do ISO to me? Why did I do that to myself?" I can't answer the second part of that, but why I did ISO to you? You were the third person that sort of got involved with ISO. ISO is my little ball of suffering, I guess. I was like, how many bad things can I bundle up in a character? In a sense, that was what she was. She was technically just supposed to be like, when I made her. I made her like 1 year before I joined the XP to level 3 server, and yeah. Oh god. Uh yeah, and I introduced her after a few days because people were like, "Oh, introduce her, introduce her." I was really unsure how to like roleplay her. And Edge was the one. Edge, you were the one that finally took the bait and really tried getting to know her, tried to fix her. So yeah, yeah, you really did a good job. It sort of had to help you a bit, but you did a good job in the end. You haven't fixed her yet. Maybe one day. Maybe one day, but so far you haven't fixed her. And then I also ask, "Are you sad or something?" Mac assist. "You hurt people with your characters and laugh." Um, I don't really. I guess both. I don't really know. I can be a bit sadistic, probably. Yeah, I can be both a bit. I don't know. I don't know really. Uh, but you have people like, the reason why I laugh is more that I'm happy that someone cares enough to care about, like, it's sort of like more like happiness that you took time to dig up this thing about the character, because my characters don't reveal everything like the second they get introduced. No, you have to spend some times. Some are a bit easier than others, but yeah, Isu is a good example of, you barely scratched the surface, and I made him cry. And I'm just happy that I've actually been able to create something that will make someone cry and like someone feel happy and stuff like that. So yeah, that's sort of like smile. I really enjoy, like, if I manage to create something someone actually cares for, even though it's technically just a fictional character. Yeah. Scoop or Scop. Um, does the name Shadow Moon have an origin story? If so, do you mind telling it? And sort of has. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, my name means moon. And sort of Shadow Moon was innocent. It's not like the edgy, I'm just like, oh, I add shadow to my name and be like all edgy and all of that. No. It's not. It's more like I thought I made that nickname or that name really for Writing, funnily enough, I wanted to have like a penny, and I think I mispronounced that, but either way. But I wanted to have like a nickname for like when writing stuff. So I made Shadow Moon because it was basically you see a shadow of me, you don't see the whole me. You probably never will see the whole me, like if I never meet you like in person, which is why I sort of picked Shadow Moon, and it really stuck because I really like it. Uh, so you either call me Moon, Shadow Moon, or Shadow Moon Bunny. It all depends on really. And then I'll ask, if opportunity occurs, would you roast me? And the answer to that is, uh, no, I don't really roast people because some people are like good, like they can roast themselves without me having to do anything really. So yeah, no, I don't roast people. And Soishiro, what's your favorite video game? I sort of hate that question because I love video games. I have reasons that I love games for different reasons. I just love League in a sense because it sort of saved me from being like alone. I got a lot of friends through that. Then I have Hollow Knight. I just adore it's so cute. I love the music. I love the combat. I just love Hollow Knight. I also sort of love Warframe. Uh, I love Dark Souls. I like a lot of friends there. It has more to do with like friends, really, when it comes to me liking like loving a game. It's the memories. Well, except Hollow Knight. But there's probably like I could ramble on for hours about games that I love. So I'll just stop it there. And then Koji asks, would you rather take on the first or latter part of Shakespeare's quote, to be or not to be? Technically, it's not a quote. But to be or not to be, right now, I would choose to be. Uh, if you ask me, sometimes when I'm really depressed, I would probably answer not to be. But right now, I'm happy, so I want to be. And then the last question is Edge. What's your least favorite race, class, and subclass? Uh, Race? Uh, there's not really one that I don't really like the monstrous races in a sense. Well, I still like them, but not so. They're sometimes role played. Uh, I really don't know which are least favorite. Like there's some races that I haven't even tried role playing. So I can't really say I have a least favorite. It's probably like one of those like little dark and some. I don't know. They're probably awesome to role play, but I don't know. Uh, Class Paladin. Fuck Paladin. Just fuck. Just fuck. I hate them. I hate Paladins. With a passion because they have too much damage. They have too much HP. They have too high AC. They have too high saves. It's just a pain in the ass to deal with. The only thing they don't have is range. But hey, they have teammates, so fuck you, in a sense. I don't like paladins. Like they're cool, but because I've never seen them in a campaign, I haven't really. So the negative thing about paladin is they don't have a range and they have an oath that they must follow. If they break the oath, they lose their paladin powers. And I haven't really seen anyone have to deal with the oath being broken. Not an oathbreaker. An oathbreaker is just an evil paladin. That's not one that has broken their oath. That's a misconception. And when a paladin that breaks their oath sort of just lose their paladin powers. But yeah, but I never seen a paladin having to struggle because they want to do something that goes against their oath, and they still have to choose: should I keep the oath or should I do this? Yeah, I never seen anything like that, and I don't. As like again, I still never seen anyone being punished for breaking their oaths. So yeah, that's why I don't like paladins. When it comes to subclass, oh god, I sort of hate open hand monk, and it's not. I don't. It's only because everyone is just like, oh, the subclass isn't good enough because it doesn't match up to open hand. Like people said, open hand is stand up. It's like, no, don't do that. We're making a subclass. No, you shouldn't. Like, no. In that sense, open hand is my worst. Like the one I hate the most. Uh, but yeah, I don't like. There's a lot of subclasses I don't like. But like open hand, I just dislike because of people using that standard for a monk subclass, and that's just monk without a subclass is strong enough. Uh, and open hand just makes it worse. uh, yeah. Oh yeah, a subclass I really like is mastermind, but you sort of had so that's when one basically only works in a campaign, so I haven't really been able to play it. But yeah, that was me rambling. 26 minutes, that's a lot. But yeah, I feel grateful for having this many questions. I probably should have like stopped the question a bit earlier, but it was fun reading through them and all of that. Uh, but yeah, I could probably ramble on about some of these for way longer than I have. But I'm sort of just gonna end it here so that it doesn't turn into a 30-minute long video. Because that we don't need. But yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for, wanting to ask me questions. I really enjoy being here. But yeah, like, yeah, you guys have done more for me than you probably think you have. And probably ever know that you have. But yeah, thanks. Bye.